can ask questions directly from this guy. Hindi yung mga nakatakip ang mukha. They're so brave enough not to be able to expose their faces in the public. Only to change your mind 3 days later, Mr. Senate President.
Did I ever say, for the record, did I ever say I'm no longer pursuing this? Please cite the record that I said I will no longer pursue this.
Well, it's in the
Yes.
in the privileged speech I heard
Oh,
by
no.
one of you.
No. I'd like
They're
to correct misconception of my dear friend, Congressman Marcoleta. We are just fighting this PI first. Because this PI, this fake People's Initiative, is going to undermine the processes of voting during the discussions of constitutional change. Hindi po kami papayag na makapon ang Senado kasi mawawala po ang bicameralism that is stipulated 5 times in our Constitution and provides for the checks and balances of our institutions. Yun lamang po. Wala po tayong pinag-aawayan kundi itong PI.
Madam Chair, dagdag lang ko konti, Madam Chair. No? I just would like to react to the statement of Attorney Rodante Marcolita. Congressman Marcolita. Kung sinabi po niya, Madam Chair, na siya ay nasasaktan dahil para bang alluded to yung buong lower house na sila ang nasa likuran nitong People's Initiative. Ako rin ay nasasaktan.
Madam Chair.
Yes po.
Then, Madam Chair, may
Yes, SP Subiri, please.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat. Our rules allow na protection sa ating mga witnesses na hindi naman kailangan nila ilantad kaagad ang kanilang identity because we have whistleblowers. No? Marami po tayong hearings na nasagawa from the Blue Ribbon Committee to the hearing of Senator Bato when they're talking about mga kulto. Talagang nagtatago sila ng identity for the mere fact na baka naman po ang hahabol sa kanila ay politiko din. Dahil in-establish natin dito ay mga politiko ang nagtutulak nito kaya politicians initiative, ika nga sabi ng ibang mga kasama natin. So, sa aking pananaw, wala pong violation kung sila po ay nagtatago lang ng mukha nila dahil naka-livestream po to sa buong bansa, ayaw din nilang ma-expose ang kanilang sarili. I think we have to give them that right. And we've been practicing that here in the Senate. Of course, when they give their testimony for legal purposes, lalabas talaga yung mga pangalan at identity nila. But for this, in all intents and purposes, if we want to find out the truth and ferret the truth na hindi po sila matatakot, we should protect their identity at this point in time. Our rules allow it. I do not know the rules of the House of Representatives, but the rules of the Senate allow that their identities may be protected until, of course, the actual factual certification or subpoena and affidavits will be issued for our courts, no, for the cases to be filed. So, yun lamang po, Madam Chair, hindi po natin kailangan silang pilitin, no, at this point in time na i-reveal ang kanilang sarili. Kasi kung hindi, maraming matatakot sa mga hearings natin. Walang maglalabas. There's a whistleblower act. So, we can protect them, no? And not only the PNP, the Senate can also extend protection to these witnesses. So, yun lamang po, Madam Chair.
Yes,
Madam Chair,
Yes,
Madam
sino po
Chair.
yun? Yes, we
I just want to
acknowledge
know
Senator
if you can divulge the district in Quezon City where this happened. Pwede ba?
narito yung address sa atin, pero siguro sa executive session na muna hanggang magkaliwanagan.
Okay, sige.
Maraming salamat kina Senator Bato at sa SP natin for the assurance that the witnesses will be adequately protected. And we acknowledge also the arrival of Minority Leader Coco Pimentel. Meron pa ring nagsasabi na hindi ninyo naintindihan ang nakasulat kasi English. Ang sabi ba, may kinalaman sa ayuda to? Pag pinirmahan, ayuda. Pero, hindi ninyo nabasa o naintindihan yung English. Tama ba yun?
Tama po, kasi English po yung nakasulat.
English yung nakasulat. So wala kayong naintindihan dun sa constitutional amendment na sinasabi?
Wala po. Basta pumirma lang po kami ng pagkasal. Pumirma po kayo at may ayuda po.
Wala ba silang pinaliwanag na may kinalaman to sa ating saligang batas? Wala namang ganon. May sinabi ba?
Yung paliwanag po sa amin, ano po?
May
Yung
Pero hindi-
petition daw po.
Ano?
Petition po. Kaso di ko po maintindihan eh. Kasi mabilis po yung pagpapaliwanag po nun.
Mabilisan lang yung pagpapaliwanag. Anong kinalaman ng ayuda doon? Ano daw sabi?
Hindi ko po alam eh. Kasi basta pagka-perma po namin, may present number po, tas ayuda daw po eh.
Binigyan ba kayo ng pera pagkatapos?
Wala po.
Pero may pangako?
Pangako lang po, abot po sa ayuda. Pero di po namin alam po kung ano pong ayuda.
Nagbigay na ba ng pera mula noon?
Wala po.
So
Wala po.
nag-iintay pa rin kayo?
Opo.
Nako, baka na 1, 2, 3 po tayo. Saan daw yung pera manggagaling? Sa syudad? Sa congressman? Saan daw?
Wala po siyang sinabi kung saan pa manggagaling. Tsaka wala po sinabi sa amin kung pera po eh. Basta baka may ayuda daw po. Or din niya po alam kung saan po.
Nung narinig ninyo yung ayuda, sige na lang.
Opo.
Siyempre, sa hirap ng buhay. Okay po. At maraming salamat sa inyo. Kung may maidadagdag pa kayo, pwede namang gumawa ng sinumpaan salaysay. Pero sa ngayon, I would like to call on another witness who's actually here in person. I believe in the hall right now.
Madam Chair,
Yes, please.
abang tinatawag natin, Madam Chair, can I inquire something?
Yes, please proceed. Yes.
May I know from the chair if Attorney Anthony Abad was invited? And is he
Yes.
around? Is he
Yes.
around?
He
Nag-regret.
was invited, but yes,
Yung
regrets.
pangalan niya is very, very visible doon sa form, yung petition form na pinapakita nila. So, can we insist on inviting him? O
Yes.
kung ayaw niya mag-attend, ipasampina natin, Madam Chair?
Yes, I think we'll have to consider that. But like you said, Senator Bato, his name is very prominently displayed
Yes.
on the form.
He is the face of this brouhaha. So he should present himself. Otherwise, useless itong magiging inquiry natin kung hindi natin makita yung tao na nandoon sa papel, sa form. So can we subpoena this person, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Congressman Marcoleta, please.
I am happy that Senator Bato raised this question because
That's right.
this is the gist of the entire inquiry. Attorney Anthony A. Abad appears to be the proponent of this initiative. Kagaya po ng sinabi ninyo, Senator, bigyan ng katauhan ang nagpasimuno nitong Politicians Initiative. Earlier, Madam Chair, the House of Representatives, sila po ang nagiging parang kontrabida dito. I am not representing the House of Representatives today. I was personally invited by the beautiful chairman to appear in this committee. But as a member, hindi po nyo may aalis sa akin na medyo magdamdam rin ako sapagkat ang patutsada ay patungkol sa House of Representatives, lalong-lalo na po yung Speaker. I am not defending the Speaker. If this congressional hearing ultimately found that the Speaker is the one who spearheaded this or funded this initiative, I will probably request him to step down. Pero kung hindi po siya naman, bakit hindi po natin kinonsentrate kay Anthony Abad? Siya po yung bida dito eh. Siya po ang pinakasentro nito. Siya ang nagsasabi dito na pinaliwanag niya sa tao Nagsabi po ng mga tao, we fully understand the rationale of this proposition. We fully understand the consequences, the effects, and the advantages of this proposition. Gusto nating malaman, talaga bang ginawa niya single-handedly, although et al. Ito, but to undertake and to mobilize an undertaking nationwide to be able to get at least 8 million votes. Kaya po ba ng isang tao? Why don't we begin with Anthony Abad? Who is he? Anthony Abad, based on the Google, Madam Chair, specializes in international trade law. He has been in legal practice for 17 years, and he is at present an independent advisor of the Philippine Senate.
May I know, Madam Chair?
Nasa Google po. At
kung sino-
nakalagay din po
sino
sa Google, he took his oath before the office of Senator Aquilino Pimentel. Nasa Google po. Kaya kailangan po nating makita lahat eh. Sa Google po yan.
I was also shown that picture pero hindi ko ma-date eh. Mukhang bata pa kami noon eh. So so must have been years ago. And if we are talking about that if he is also that Anthony Abad named in the signature sheet, so we are assuming a lot of things. Pero right now he's not a consultant of my office. But so kailangan pasiputin natin itong Attorney Anthony A. Abad. So
Triple A.
Yes.
Attorney Anthony A. Abad.
So para malaman po natin, and if that person seen in the picture taking an oath before me, if he will admit that he is the one, then we're talking about the same person. But he's not a consultant of my office, so I don't think he's also a consultant of the Senate. Wala. So maybe that was siguro part of his biodata. Siguro once upon a time, baka nangyari yun. So, and then, since andito na rin tayo sa topic na ito, the burden is all with Attorney Anthony A. Abad, because no other lawyer can file that petition and claim that he or she is under that et al. Hindi po pwede yun. So it's only if the signatures are genuine and real and then freely given, it is only this attorney Anthony A. Abad whom they have authorized to file the petition. No person, no lawyer can claim to be et al. Kasi hindi siya pinangalanan. So that's my theory. Kaya I agree with Congressman Marcoleta. We really have to identify who is. Pero medyo common name kasi yan. There might be more than one Anthony A. Abad who happens also to be a lawyer. So
Yes,
we need to
Senator,
look for
but
this person.
We can start with him.
Yes,
This is an A4 sheet of paper.
that's right.
10 signatories per sheet. If Anthony Abad is out to get 8 million votes to satisfy the threshold of 8 million, this is the requisite of the People's Initiative, he will need 800,000 pieces of this A sheet. Nakita ko po yung nakakuha ko ng isang ream nito. This paper was imported from Indonesia. This is 70 GSM. I want to ask Anthony Abad. Kinuwenta ko po kung magkano eh. Siguro about 1,500 something reams. 500,000 pesos, ito pala mong papel. Ipiprint mo ito, palagay mo na lang 2 piso. 800,000 seats, that 1.6 million plus 500, that's about 2 million. Saan niya kinuha ni Anthony Abad? Maybe. I'm sorry, Mr. Senate President, but I read your rules on evidence. If the substantive rights of people affected in this hearing, they should also be protected. How can we, for example, confront the accusers if they are all masked? Hindi po ganito. I am not defending the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I will repeat this. If this investigation will find out na siya po ang nagpondo, I will politely ask him to step down. Pero alimbawa po kung ito'y ginawa ni Anthony Abad out of exasperation, out of frustration, because I think for the longest time, The House of Representatives have been inviting the Senate to meet with us on a constituent assembly, and the Senate repeatedly refused us. This is on record, Madam Chair. Kahit kailan po hindi natin magagampanan, hindi natin magagamit yung isang modality to change the Constitution, which is the Constituent Assembly. Every time an invitation is issued to the Senate by the House, ang answer po, deadma. Deadma. So kailan po natin gagamitin ang Constituent Assembly? We cannot. It's impossible. Sa sinasabi ng Senate, well, ang dami pong ano eh. Okay, bago kami makipag-meet sa inyo, you will have to agree that separate voting. Ganun po palagang nangyayari. Ito po ang nangyari. Ako po matagal na sa Congress. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Madam Chair, panahon pa po ni Speaker Belmonte, pinag-iisipan na natin to. Restrictive economic provisions, blah, 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 blah. But we never agree just to meet. Alam po ninyo, Madam Chair, ang pinag-uusap, mag-meet lang po tayo. Tsaka na po natin pag-uusapan kung yung 3/4 is voting separately or not.
Pero, yes, Madam Chair.
Pero
Yes,
wala
I
po
think
tayo.
Tama observation ni Attorney Marcoleta, but that cannot be forced. If the Senate does not want to amend the Constitution through a Constituent Assembly, the House cannot force it. Ganun lang po yun, as simple as that. So therefore,
No one is forcing. Senator,
precisely. So, there should be no complaint kasi we are two autonomous bodies. Ayaw nung isa makimit sa Constituent Assembly.
the
So,
complaint arises from the fact that you do not want to meet with us. So
Madam
ang
Chair.
question, how can we make use of that particular
Yes,
modality? It is the first modality.
yes, that means that the present composition of both houses cannot avail of that mode kasi ayaw nga nung isang house makimit. So, ano na po yan? That's a political question gamitin sa
Madam
issue sa
Chair,
election.
Madam
Pero
Madam Chair.
our problem with the PI is yun na nga. Therefore, we suspected some politicians to be behind the PI because ang tinutumbok ng People's Initiative is the procedure sa Constituent Assembly.
That's
And
right.
changing the natural meaning of that section,
That's
Madam
correct.
Chair. So that's
And
the...
with all due
Yan yung
respect
flow,
to
yes.
Congressman Marcoleta, that's likely a subject of another hearing and
Chair.
another meeting and perhaps a more confident and benign meeting of the minds at another time.
Madam Chair, if I
Right
may.
now, I can see all my colleagues jumping out of their seats to contradict us, but let's not hijack this hearing. Let us
Correct.
proceed with the next witness, who has very kindly come from the province of Batangas. Yes po, Senator.
Madam Chair.
Salamat, Madam Chair.
Senate President, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
Madam Chair.
Can I be
I've been
recognized, Madam
acknowledged
Chair?
by the Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, may I proceed, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair.
May I proceed,
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair?
I'm sorry,
Chair.
I
It's
thought
all
the
right.
congressman
Madam
was
Chair, point of order.
escaping.
No.
Yes,
Thank you, Madam
Senator
Chair.
Ontiveros.
He should
Thank
listen
you,
to
Madam
us.
Chair.
I'm raising a point
you
of
should listen
order,
to us,
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, if I may proceed. I've been acknowledged already.
As a priority, Madam Chair, under our rules. Madam Chair,
Yes, the point order precedes all others. Yes, please,
I think,
Senator
Madam Chair, we should
Tolentino.
discuss the matter at hand. It has something to do with the name Anthony Abad, whether we should subpoena him or not tomorrow or in the next hearing, Madam Chair. We expect a ruling from the Chair.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
very much. I think that's now become a motion, both from the minority leader as well as Senator Tolentino, and we acknowledge Senator Ontiveros once again, who has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I join with the Chair in the observation that she raised that the good representative is opening up a different issue. Gusto ko rin pong suportahan yung sinabi na ng Senate President that the rules of the Senate will allow our brave witnesses to speak their truth to the committee. Mas matapang pa nga sila kaysa sa mga nagtatago sa likod ng isang law firm. Ayaw aminin sino nagpamudmod ng forms. Ayaw aminin sino lathala ng isang TV commercial. But I would like to return to the question of Attorney Anthony A. Abad. May nakikita naman po akong at least 3 resource persons mula sa PIRMA. Perhaps, Madam Chair, the PIRMA resource persons can confirm if they indeed engage the services of Attorney Abad, Madam Chair.
Okay. When he alluded the Senate as the opposition palagi, dahilan kung bakit hindi natutuloy yung economic chacha. Ako po'y gusto ko iparating, Madam Chair, na in fact, during the last Congress, kaming dalawa ni Senator Tolentino, nag-file kami ng resolution for economic chacha. And nagbabago po yung composition ng Senado at lalo na, pareho na rin sa lower house, nagbabago rin yung composition. So hindi po rin masabi na kung nag-oppose sila ngayon, mag-oppose na yan forever. Nagbabago po. Kami po ni Senator Tolentino, nag-file po ng resolution. Kaya masakit po sa amin kung sabihin niya, nilalahat niya na ang buong Senado ay ayaw sa chacha. Kami po nag-propose. So, yun lang po. Gusto ko lang liwanagin, Madam Chair. Again, he is a good friend of mine, Congressman Marcolita. There's nothing personal about it. Gusto ko lang rin parating sa kanya yung mensahe na kami po ay pro-chacha rin, lalong-lalo na pagdating sa economic reforms.
Madam Chair, we can simplify this. Maybe we can have a stipulation. Can the Senate stipulate that of all the initiatives taken by the House to engage you as a constituent assembly, all these initiatives have been refused? Wala pa tayong, hindi pa po tayo
Madam
nag-meet.
Madam Chair, as Senate President, as the leader of this institution, I can categorically state that we have not refused any measures. As a matter of fact, I filed last week, RBH 6, which is to discuss economic provisions of the Constitution. So, kasi, alam mo, sa totoo lang, Madam Chair, na we're veering away from the topic here.
Yes.
But really quickly, kung yung People's Initiative, kung linagay po nila dyan, sino bang mga proponents dyan? Kung linagay ng pirma dyan, to amend the, for example, public services, to allow 100% foreign ownership, sa tingin ko walang gulo eh. Pati sa amin walang aalma. Yun ay napakasimple. That is a right given by the Constitution. Pero hindi eh. It's a very simple question to vote as one, but it is full of hidden meaning, and it will open a Pandora's box that we can no longer come out from. So yun lamang po, Madam Chair. I just want to put for the record, we have not categorically said no to amendments to the Constitution. As a matter of fact, I met with the President and he said, let's discuss the economic provisions and stop this PI. He told me this yesterday, and I'm saying this for the record again. I gave that speech in Congress as a personal and collective privilege, but I'll say it again. The President said, stop this PI, it's getting out of hand, and focus on discussions on the floor on how we can improve the Constitution through the amendments to the economic provision.
Madam Chair.
Yun lang po.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yes, thank you very much.
I listened
Senator
intently to the
Escudero.
distinguished chairperson when she enumerated the basis for this inquiry, which is basically PI. While I know this is a spirited debate that has been going on between the House and the Senate, and we have two excellent debaters here in the person of Congressman Marcoleta, Senator Bato, and SP Zubiri. This will have its proper time at another inquiry and meeting so that we can focus on the witness and also our numerous resource persons who took the time out to be with us this morning. With the indulgence, of course, of my dear colleague and friend, Congressman Marcoleta.
I agree, Madam Chair. So, ang tinatanong ko lang po na kung meron tayong ma-stipulate, sapagkat totoo naman hindi pa tayo nag-meet as a constituent assembly. That is a fact. From all the invitations we had given to the Senate, wala pa pong nangyari doon. Ito po
Well
yung
taken
totoo.
po. Pag-usapan natin.
So maaring ngayon po mangyari na. Pero ang sinasabi ko, for the longest time, the hands were extended to you to meet with us on a constituent assembly. Yung mag-usap lang tayo. And then
Marami
pag-usapan
pong
natin
magpoprotesta
kung
dyan,
voting
pero hayaan na
separately
po natin
or
at
voting
bigyan natin
jointly.
ng ibang pagkakataon.
But let the process to proceed. Yung mag-meet lang tayo. Napakaganda na po sigurong simula yun.
Thank you.
Mr. Senate President, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you po.